Hey everybody, it is time for another game picker video. It is Saturday morning. I'm still enjoying my cup of coffee and yeah, still dealing a little bit with the cold. Last week I had a small cold. I don't think it was a small cold because still feeling the effects of that though. So my voice is still a little bit gone and yeah, maybe I need to just take a sip of my coffee. Well, love it. Um, but yeah, trying to yeah wake up a little bit more because yeah, it is Saturday morning. A little bit late with this video. Normally, I record these videos or at least have some recording already done before the day that I actually start editing it and uploading it. So yeah, probably not gonna be any gameplay footage in this video, but there is something super fascinating that I do want to talk about. I picked up a very nice game, and we're gonna focus on that one, and also the prices or the price for this game, because yeah, I did get a good deal, especially when you check like price charting prices, but something. Yeah, something funky is going on with the price for this game, and I'm not sure what the deal is. And I know probably some people that are watching this can actually maybe help me out with this huge mystery. We're gonna solve a mystery, hopefully, at some point, maybe. But yeah, there's just one game and that I want to talk about, and was really not expecting to pick up this game that soon, especially after last week's pickup, which was Quan. A very expensive title. Very happy that I was able to add that one to the collection. And the game that I picked up is actually a game that I mentioned in that video. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that. But I don't really have that much time to record some gameplay footage for that game. So yeah, be on the lookout maybe for like a let's play video that I might record like in the next couple of weeks or so. Because this game also has a somewhat of a slow start. I played some of it this week to test it out, and the problem is the intro is somewhat slow. So if I'm gonna record gameplay footage, I kind of have to play a bit of the game, and sadly I just don't have the time. I don't mind playing the game, but I don't have that much time, and I do want to do some other stuff today as well, some game dev work, slowly, or trying to learn a little bit more about Godot. It's not an engine that I typically use, but I do want to use like in the future with other projects. Normally with game dev stuff, I use like Construct 3. But yeah, I'm not gonna focus. Yeah, let's stop the conversation about game dev work, because I don't think you are here for that stuff. You are here for the game pickups or the game pickup, because yeah, I do want to talk about solely one game and something about this game that is very shocking. It is very shocking, by the way. Really, and super fascinating. And yeah, let's just get started, because this is a game that I mentioned last week, and yeah, it is a game that I kind of wanted to add to my collection, but it wasn't such a high priority because I already owned a version of this game for a different console. And I'm talking about Silent Hill Shattered Memories for the PlayStation 2. Yeah, last week I kind of said not really in a hurry, and not gonna pay the price that it usually goes for. But I got such a good deal on this one, and a couple of things really aligned that enabled me to actually pick this one up. Sold a couple of games on Vinted, and yeah, of course, that is still money, but sold some games, so kind of replaced this one. Traded in a couple of games and got this one back. And this is a game that I do want to play and try out on the PlayStation 2. I played the Wii version. I already owned the Wii version. And that is also the reason why I was somewhat hesitant or not like in a hurry to pick this one up. Because the Wii version is a very good version of Silent Hill Shattered Memories. I really like how they utilize the Wii mode in that game. So yeah, when I collect something, the thing is always like, hey, this is a game that I really want to check out and play. It's not really... sometimes here and there, it's just because I do want to own it. But yeah, I already had the ability to play Silent Hill Shattered Memories, and yeah, now I have more abilities to play Silent Hill Shattered Memories because I do own 2 of them. But yeah, kind of curious about this version. My understanding is that this one is also pretty decent. Of course, you do have like the PSP version. Is this one actually based or a port of the PSP version? I'm not too sure. I'm gonna say yes. But yeah, I read that this one is also very decent. But yeah, got a very good deal. Could not pass this one up. And like I said, a couple things aligned. I sold a couple games, so I had to budget. This one, very good condition. It is the Dutch version. That's completely fine because I'm Dutch. Would rather have like the UK version because the text in UK definitely is a little bit better. The Dutch version, like when you read it in Dutch, it's very I don't know, cheesy or a little bit. I don't want to say cringe, but the flavor text just doesn't come across well when you see it in Dutch, and if you compare it to English, it just doesn't feel right. But there's a big reason to pick up the Dutch version. And again, I'm Dutch, so I'm fine with it. But I'm gonna say that getting the UK version is somewhat tricky, and that is what I want to talk about in this video. First of all, yeah, it is in a good condition, like the manual and the disc, good state. Barely any scratches or micro scratches on the disc. It looks pristine. You really need to put it like in an angle to see like some scratches. So yeah, I want to say this one is in a very good condition. Now the price. The price is kind of crazy. So yeah, last week I mentioned it. I see like Shattered Memories between like 150 or 250, and more commonly 250 or up. And yeah, in most cases that's either the French version and not the Dutch version. But after last week, playing some Quan, and I was thinking, oh, let's just check Vinted and search and check out the prices. After that video, I saw a couple of listings, and this one stood out to me because they had it for 150, and that is the price that's kind of like the minimum that I would expect to pay for Shattered Memories. But based on the fact that I already own like the Wii version, 150 is a lot of money. Not compared to Quando, but 150 is a lot of money. And when I saw it, I was not immediately like, oh, let's just buy it because I have like some like money on Vinted because I just sold some games. And I wanted to be a little bit more conscious about what I purchase. And again, it's a game that if I purchase something, it's something that I do want to play. And in last week's video, I also mentioned like Project Zero 2 and 3. Those are games that I kind of really want to check out. Clock Tower is a game that I probably did not mention, but also that I'm kind of on the lookout for. And yeah, Shadow Tower, like the import one. So I was trying to save up some money. Having said that, though, I saw this one listing for or being listed for 150, good price. But I was thinking, let's just offer something because it was on there for maybe a couple weeks or a couple months or so, and I was thinking, this is like a good opportunity to offer something and maybe lowball it a little bit, and they will probably say like no, or give like another offer that I could consider. And the seller in this instance didn't appear to be someone that was on Vinted really to sell games, but just some general stuff that they owned, because they had clothing as well, and some videos, and some movies, and maybe a couple of other games. But yeah, they had Silent Hill Shattered Memories for 150. So I was thinking, let's just offer 100. I know I'm not a big fan of like offering like way low way lower than their asking price, but I was thinking let's just send like an offer of 100. and they could either say like no or offer in between. And again, that would give me some time to think about it. And because yeah, I feel like yeah, 150 is too much, and I do think 120 would have been my price point to say like let's think over it for a couple of hours and then maybe jump on it. But they agreed on 100, and I was just thinking, oh, that's very nice. Let's just go for 100 then. And that was, I think I had like a budget of 110, and it worked out. So I ended up paying 110 because of the shipping cost and like the buyer's protection. But I definitely was not expecting, especially based on like the price that I saw on price charting, to pay 100 for Silent Hill Shattered Memories. And I was also thinking this is probably a price that I won't see that soon again for Shattered Memories. As maybe on Vinted if you're lucky, but not at game conventions. Me saying that though, I'm not sure if I ever saw like Shattered Memories at a game convention though. Might have ignored it, but I don't think I've seen this one too much. Anyway, I purchased it for 100, 110. Good price. Very good deal. Or is it? I think it still is though, but the Dutch version is, I think, a cheaper version when you compare to other versions from different regions. And this is where kind of like the crazy stuff happens, because I was not expecting this at all. And what we're gonna do is maybe go over some prices on price charting, and there's not really like a message that I want to convey. I always say like price charting is just a indication for the price, but with this one, the price is not a good indication at all. And yeah, let's just go over that one. First, what I do want to mention the PAL version, like the price for the PAL version and the price for the NTSC version. So, yeah, I'm not gonna put this one up like here as an image. I will just name it. But the PAL version for Silent Hill Shattered Memories for the PlayStation 2, the complete in box one, the average price on price charting is 247. That's a lot. So 100, good deal. Yeah, if you compare it to that price though, it's a very good deal. I can already say either way, what I'm gonna say with all the prices, 100 is still a good deal. Especially if you compare it to this price, but this price is somewhat of a lie and is not correct at all. And also, again, the biggest reason why I say price charting is just an indication, and it should not be like, oh, price charting says this is the price, then we need to sell it for this price. Because the tricky part with PAL versions is that there are still a ton of like PAL or region specific versions. German one, Dutch version, French version, probably an Italian version, and a UK version. And we're going to go over that in a couple of minutes. So the PAL version is 247. And then we do have the NTSC version, and that one goes for 331. And for NTSC, yeah, I'm gonna say there are some region-specific versions, but then you do have more like either it's gonna the Canadian version that might have French on the box as well, and you do have like the USA version. 1 second. Oh, my coffee is cold. Cold coffee. That's fine. But yeah, here is kind of where the crazy part starts. And again, like I said, maybe you do have some answers for this one, why a very specific version is kind of jacking up the price of Silent Hill Shattered Memories, because it's super shocking. And I will put the prices right here so you can look along with it. I'm not going to show the individual like eBay listings. I will talk over that though, but yeah, before this video, I was checking this one, and I was thinking, let's just record a video about this one. Besides me picking up Silent Hill Shadow Memories, this is kind of more interesting, I guess, even than the gameplay footage. And again, I will record some gameplay footage like later on, maybe just a small let's play for like half an hour or so. But yeah, the prices, as you can see, the average price is 247, right? That's a lot of money. There's a lot of money. But this one is super fascinating, and I've seen this before, but I've never seen it this crazy, though. There's something about Shadow Memories that I don't know what is happening. So when we check like the last one that was sold and that is listed here on price charting, let me get the window over here so I can have like a better look at it. So I hope you think this is fascinating as well. Otherwise, hey, I don't know. Let's just begin. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's really crazy. So the last one that was sold was on the 2nd of December. And we do see it was sold for 148. So you know that lines up with the asking price on Vinted for this one, 150. So 148, you get some shipping costs, and I think this is the Italian version. I already checked like the listings before this video. It's the Italian version, and I think the shipping cost is around like 12. So if I had purchased this one, I would spend like 160, and that would seem like a good price, especially when you check like the average price on price charting for 250. But then suddenly something shocking is happening. The second one that is listed here is on the 28th of November. It's Silent Hill Shadow Memories. It's the UK PAL one, and they specifically mention the rating on the box. That I'm gonna say that is the BBFC. So we do have like the PEGI rating, and the UK version has a different kind of rating. It's always that red little thing over there. So yeah, that one has the BBFC rating, and that one was sold for 359 euros, and that is already something that stands out to me, because like I mentioned, the average price on price charting says that it is around like 250. So suddenly we go from 150 to 360 euros. And I do want to briefly mention this, though, that when we check the actual listing, it is the UK version with the BBFC rating of 15. And there were 2 bits on it, and it ended up being like 360 euros. And I do want to use this as some example, but there's a better one even, that if I were to purchase this one for 360 from the UK, I would deal. There would be like some added shipping cost, and for this one it would be 24, and I would have to pay around like maybe 20% extra because of like the tax, like import fees. And because it being like 360, there would even be some extra fees as well, maybe around like 5% or so from my memory. So 360, it's a ton of money, but if I were to purchase one, maybe it would end up being 450 or so. So that's crazy. Either way, it being sold for 360 is super high, and this is when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's kind of a big difference when you compare like to the 251. Because then we see another one around like the 22nd of November, the Silent Hill Shadow Memories for PlayStation 2, PS2. That is a German version, and then we see a price of 117. Good price for Silent Hill Shadow Memories. This is the German version, though. Again, PAL, but we do have like so many specific, like region-specific versions out there. German versions, I yeah, I think that not a lot of people like really want to have like those German versions, mainly due to like the USK rating and that logo that is on the box is yeah, kind of big and ugly. Not saying that this is nice looking, but the USK rating is maybe like twice the size of this one, I think. So yeah, 117. That's a big difference from the UK version, right? So you go from 360 to suddenly to or 117. And then we do see one for 200. Good price, especially when you compare to like the average price that is listed on price charting. But here is something that's even more crazy. You can already see it like right here. Another one was sold on the 15th of November, Silent Hill Shadow Memories with the BBFC rating. So this is a UK version for 495. So that's twice the amount of like the average price. So the UK version is super expensive. And if you know specifically why, do let me know, because I kind of want to know. Maybe it's also like super rare. Maybe it had a very low print in the UK. I'm not sure what is up with that, but 495, even like the 359, that's even more expensive than Quan. And I never hear anyone talk about Silent Hill Shadow Memories being the most expensive horror game on the PlayStation 2. You always hear like it's Rule of Rose and Quan. And not Shattered Memories. Like, yeah, Shattered Memories is like a rare game and expensive, but 500. And as a reference, though, because for the other one I was talking about the shipping costs. Let's say I was gonna purchase this one. Not gonna do that because they're already sold. But it was sold for 500. The shipping cost for this one is 30, but then I have to pay import fees, and that is another £95. So that is maybe around like 200 or 120 extra. So we go to a price that is around like maybe 630, 650 or so. What makes the UK version so special? And this is not just about those weird prices, though. This influences the average price of Silent Hill Shattered Memories, because price charting has separate listings for the NTSC version and the PAL version, but you don't have like specific listings for the UK version, the German version, the French version, and the Dutch version. No, those are all together in one listing. So there's just one Silent Hill PAL version, on price charting. So suddenly we see a price around like 500. And then we do see like a German version for 144. The description says weird to disc, so maybe the disc is not like in a good state. But then another 458 for Silent Hill Shattered Memories, and that is not even the highest price on this listing, or in this list. This is not even the cheapest or the most expensive one. There's another 513, and that is not even the most expensive one on here for the UK version. This is crazy. What is up with Silent Hill Shattered Memories like the UK version? What is going on? Because then we do see like a couple of other ones like 150, 200, 247. That 247 is actually, let's check it, for the German version though. So suddenly we go for one that was sold recently for 117 to another one that was sold for 250. And then I see another one for 175, 150, 167. So all, okay-ish. Another UK version with a printed cover, 220. Crazy. But let's go and focus on a couple of other ones that are even crazier. I will probably talk about this one or show it like here. On the 20th of October, a UK version with the BBFC rating was sold for €597. €600 for Silent Hill Shattered Memories. Why don't you hear anyone talk about that? What? It's mind-blowing. I already saw this, and when I saw this, it was already shocking to me. But when I go over it again now, I'm like, what is happening? So, you see one for 600, 500, 220, and then, a couple of lower ones, but then, 300, 400. And then let's go over two that were sold in September. This is crazy. The 500 is not even the most expensive one. The 600 is not even the most expensive one. On the 15th of September, a UK version was sold for €634. If I had to import that one, the price would probably be around like 800 or so. But that is not even the most expensive one. On the 11th of September, one was sold for €722. Price charting says 756. Price charting is also an odd one. Sometimes it includes like the shipping cost and sometimes it doesn't. But when I check like the eBay listing, it has sold for 722. What? 722. And then, just as an example, again, like this could have been sold to someone that is in the UK. I don't know, but for me, it would be like 722, with 41 euros for shipping costs. So let's just say 760. And then for the import fees, another £135. So let's just say that's 150, 160. It's almost like €900 for Silent Hill Shattered Memories. What? So that already, to me, when I was checking like the prices before this video, and I checked them like last week, and I did not even like think about like checking like the other prices and the other listings. I just checked like the complete in-box price, or what is the average, and based on my experience, what do I see on Vinted? Well, like the 250 felt like that's the like the upper end, and 150 kind of like the lower end. And I do believe that is to some extent correct, but this one, 750, 760. That is crazy. And to me, what I already mentioned, like this is the PAL version, but you do have like the region-specific versions. Like the UK version is apparently quite rare and super expensive. More expensive than Quan. More expensive than Rule of Rose. More expensive than Hunting Ground. And yeah, Hunting Ground is not that expensive though, but what? I never heard about like Silent Hill Shattered Memories that the UK version was that expensive and that rare. My only assumption could be that the UK version had a really low print and is really super rare and hard to get. But the prices, from September and now they are a little bit lower. But again, 360 and 500, that's such a huge difference. And the problem is, because it is all gathered up and clumped up together on price charting, that makes that average price actually go up and makes it seem that the usual price for Shattered Memories, for just any PAL version, is around like 250. But that is not correct at all. That is not correct. I do see it for 250 on Vinted, but that could be just because of someone thinking, oh, I've heard about price charting. Let's check the price. Oh, 250. I'll put it around there. But it is very region specific. The UK version or the German version, 117, that feels correct. 150 seems correct. But the Dutch version, yeah, of course, this one is not like a worthy price for 500, and I still do believe 100 for Shattered Memories is kind of like a very good deal. But I think the 150 seemed like a very good deal based on price charting with the average price. But I think that is kind of like the upper end for a Dutch version. But that is not something that you see on price charting. It is just all clumped up together, and that is why, yeah, price charting it's always for like an indication, but you really need to dig a little bit deeper to check what the actual price is. But I think a lot of people actually don't do that. So what I'm getting at, I'm not too sure though. But there are reasons why maybe that UK version is so expensive, because people are purchasing it. They probably know like what the value is, I guess. But because of that, it just moves up the price for every PAL version that is out there. And I think I already mentioned it. I think 100 is a very good deal for this one. But I can't compare it to the average price on price charting, because the average price is just based on some prices that are just drastically higher, like way higher. So you go for 250 to 500 to 600 and to 700 and to 750. If you know what is up with that UK version, yeah, again, my assumption is that it might be like a very region specific thing, or like like it is a low print. I don't think this one was banned, just like Rule of Rose was banned in the UK. What is up with that UK version of Shattered Memories? But here you really see that something that listen, I'm very happy that something like price charting exists, because you do get some general sense like what it is worth. But I've never seen it to like in such an extent, or like this crazy with the variance between prices. But this one is like all over the place, and this is not helping that at all. And this is just making it so that maybe less rare versions of this game are slowly becoming more expensive, just because of a different version that is also expensive, but that it is being clumped together with all the other versions as well. Um, so yeah, again, if you know what is up with that UK version, do let me know, because I'm quite curious about it, and I do want to know. But yeah, maybe this is kind of like a warning that if you look up for a version, and if you think like, hey, I want to sell something or buy something, do dig a little bit deeper, and just don't go or don't purchase or sell anything based on the average price that is listed on the price charting. You really need to check like the listings and check which version is this actually about. Because I don't think like everybody is doing that. I do want to like, it's very difficult to kind of get a sense of like the French version. Is that one actually like around like 250? Is that worth the price? And in the end, like it's more about, hey, what are you willing to pay for it? But yeah, it's crazy. I can't wrap my mind around it, especially when you check like the one that was sold in September for 750. Especially also when you think about like Quan and Rule of Rose, those are like the expensive games. And you hear like Shattered Memories is expensive, and it has gone more expensive in the last year or so. Quickly want to check like the historic prices, because before August 2024, it was below 200, and it has gone up since September. Maybe that is due to like the remake release of Silent Hill 2, that people started to collect more for Silent Hill games, because from September it went up from 205 to 280. But before like beginning of this year, like January 2000, 2024, it was $160. Why does it say like dollars in this list? But yeah, 160, 150, and then yeah, around August it went up, and yeah, chances are high that it's due to like the Silent Hill 2 remake. Still need to play that one, but I will wait for a deal. Hey, I love deals. Did not see like a good deal during Black Friday. But yeah, this one, when I saw it, I was thinking, let's just talk about this a little bit. Maybe it's a small warning or something. I'm not sure what I'm trying to convey, but it is just crazy. Because yeah, well, I picked up Silent Hill Shadow Memories. Very happy that this is now part of the collection. And yeah, currently I do own like most of the Silent Hill games. I have Silent Hill 2, the director's cut. I don't have the other one in the sleeve case. The limited edition, but that's actually more like the regular edition. I have a feeling this one will become more uncommon like later on because this one has more content. Sadly, it is just the platinum version, and I'm not too sure if there's also another version of this one in a regular case. I think you can only get this one in a platinum case. It is what it is. I do have like Silent Hill 3. This is another Dutch version though, but hey, it's all about me being able to play them and read the manual in the box. Although the text in Dutch is kind of cheesy. Silent Hill 4, I do own that one. This is a English version though. It is not the UK version, but yeah, I wonder which region-specific version this one is. I'm not too sure. It could be a case that there's not even like a Dutch version, but this one on Vinted. And finally, another expensive Silent Hill game is Silent Hill Origins. But this is the Dutch version, and this one is in a somewhat similar situation as Silent Hill Shadow Memories, but not in that crazy extent though. Maybe the UK version though, but I'm not gonna look it up because yeah, that is just gonna take more time. But this one is around like 130, 150. And I purchased this one maybe last year or beginning of this year around like 70 or so. And yeah, the Dutch version is just way cheaper than all the other region specific or the other PAL region versions. The German version is likely also like on the lower end and not around like 130 and 150. I'm gonna guess that maybe the UK version is around that price, but yeah, Silent Hill Origins is one of the more expensive Silent Hill games. So yeah, in short though, a small Silent Hill collection right here. Very happy with it. Oh man, it stands out so much like the platinum version. It's fine. I did own like the normal Silent Hill 2 release. Sold that one sadly because at that point I was thinking, I'm not gonna collect for the PlayStation 2, and now I am to some extent. I do want to get it maybe at some point, but I'm not a big fan of cardboard. It is dirty and it needs to be like in a really good state. I tried purchasing it a couple of times from CEX, but yeah, every time it was just not in a good state. Either a disc was missing or it was just scratched up or it did not have the manual, so I kind of gave up on that. It's a game probably that I need to pick up at the game convention, but the reason why I collect is that I am able to play the games, and I already own a better version of Silent Hill 2 with the platinum version, like the director's cut, because that one has like a different or an extra chapter, which is also playable in the remake, but the first version doesn't have that chapter. So yeah, that is why I feel like that version is actually going to become more uncommon, because it's actually the more complete version of Silent Hill 2. Sadly, the box is maybe a little bit ugly, but it is what it is. And yeah, I'm still missing out on the Silent Hill collection, which has like Silent Hill 2, 3, and 4. And it's the same reason, for the other Silent Hill 2 game. I already own Silent Hill 2, 3, and 4. So it is really a nice to have and not something that I do want to add to my collection. Hey, if I see like a good deal for 50% of the price, I might jump on it. Um, but it's not something that I'm actively searching for. It's really like a really, really, really nice to have and not a must have. But yeah, because of the price of that one, I want to say like 150, 160 or so, and that is just too much. I would rather spend that on games that I still don't own and do want to play. Um, like I said, it's a very nice to have. But yeah, in short though, this is already like a long video. No gameplay footage. My apologies for that. Probably will try my best to record like a let's play in a couple weeks, so that I am able to show some of like gameplay from Silent Hill Shattered Memories. When I was testing the game out, the intro it has like a very slow start. So in the beginning, there's not really that much interesting to look at. So I just need to really play a little bit more of Silent Hill Shattered Memories and then show maybe like after like an hour or so having played that and then show some footage. I will think about what I'm gonna do, but that's the plan. If I'm gonna short version, if I'm gonna record footage right now, it's just gonna be the intro and then a lot of talking and not a lot going on, and that is just not interesting at all if you ask me. And also kind of time restricted today because there's other stuff that I need to do. And yeah, when I saw the Silent Hill Shadow Memory prices on price charting, I was thinking, let's just talk a little bit about that though, and show that I've actually picked it up one up a week later after picking up Quan. It is what it is. Very happy with it though, and especially that I do have the ability to play every Silent Hill 2 game now on the PlayStation 2, which is cool. Yeah, very happy with that. Man, 750. Why? If you know why the UK version is so expensive, let me know because I want to know. I want to know. If that is actually a wrong price, also let me know. I just need to know, man. I need to know where that price is coming from because I'm kind of curious what the average price is of the UK version of Shattered Memories. Around 400, 500 maybe? Crazy. I never hear anyone mention that when they talk about like the horror games for the PlayStation 2, that the Shattered Memories is even more expensive than Quan and Rule of Rose. Did not know that. Did not know that. So yeah, hope you all found this somewhat interesting, me rambling on about Silent Hill Shattered Memories and the pricing. I think it's fascinating. For next week, though, I will try my best to have like a normal game pickup video. But like I said, I'm still feeling a little bit like the after effects of having that cold. That's maybe why there might be a couple of jump cuts in there because it's just itchy, man. It's annoying. It's annoying to have a cold. Anyway, that's gonna do it. Thanks all for watching and for listening. Also, thanks all for the likes and the subscribes in the last couple of weeks. And really, next time I will do my best to have like a normal pickup video. I'm gonna do some game dev work today and chill out. It's weekend and have a good weekend all, or have a nice day. And have a nice day. See y'all later. Bye.